Hello, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Michael Yesenka, and I will be presenting my project for the semester, which I've titled My Bible Study Web App. It is a tool developed for both people who wish to study the Bible and teach the Bible. In a nutshell, the Bible is very big and it's difficult for individuals to study on their own. While studying the Bible, having notes next to passages can help out a lot. The Bible is big, and one person may not be able to write notes for the entire Bible. So the solution to these problems, both from the learning and teaching perspective, is to crowdsource the creation of notes. Community feedback through rankings and comments will help enforce accuracy and quality. And users who are contributing notes can build their own views to share. A view is kind of like a mini study Bible, a personalized study Bible, I should say. There are two main types of users for this application. There are the contributors, and they will be interacting mainly through the dashboard. And here they can create notes, they can build their own views, and they can rank and comment on notes from other contributors. And the consumer is someone who won't be using the dashboard. They'll use the client area, and all they do is consume views. So the only thing they're going to see are the text of the Bible and the notes next to them. What is a view? A view is the essential key concept for this application and how it works. It is like a miniature study Bible. The creator of a view can choose which notes to include. They will probably want to include their own, but they don't necessarily have to include any notes of their own. They include notes from other users, other contributors I should say. And they build their own views, and when the view is actually looked at, it'll appear as text text next to the actual passage of the Bible. You'll see a little bit more during the actual demonstration. The creator can create their own views and share it on their own websites, so they don't have to actually go through our main central website to show their views to whoever wants to watch them. This will be especially useful for organizations such as churches who have their own websites. They can put their own study Bible up they've created through this application, which essentially is just the view that they're consumed. Here's an overview of the architecture of this web app. It's a standard web application, 3-tiered, with your database, backend, and the front end. The backend queries the database and serves requests from the front end and responds back to them. And the front end has the potential to actually exist in multiple different locations. For our project, we'll be looking at the prototype here, which is one box, one server, and we have both the client and the dashboard. But through the public RESTful API, that's what the client actually consumes. The server, or the backend, serves up responses in JSON format, so any website can consume the JSON and display the client on their own front end. The dashboard is our central administration, so that is hosted only on our server, and that's where the contributors will go in and interact directly with notes and comments and rankings and views. So let's see this in action. So here is the client. It works by typing in the title of the book and what chapter. So we'll concern ourselves with Genesis chapter 1 and we'll click go. And by default, on our prototype, the client has a special default view, which is all public notes by all contributors. We'll see a little bit later how views can be personalized, and we can see views which don't include all public notes. But for now, essentially, this is what your consumer will be looking at. On the left side, we have the text of the Bible and public notes for this chapter. The numbers indicate what verses they're for. 0 to 0 should mean it applies to the whole chapter, and so forth. And we can look at different chapters. There's only one note for chapter 2, chapter 3, and so forth. And if there's no notes, then we'll get a message. And we can change books. And the spelling needs to be exactly correct. And that's how the client works. Oops. Well, that's what happens when you misspell it. Let's spell it correctly. There we go. So let's go to our dashboard. First, we will create a new user by going to login and sign up. Well, let me show you that I'm actually creating a user. So I want to create an account for George Burdell, and he doesn't actually exist yet, and I will prove it. So we got a 403, no George Burdell. So we'll actually need to create his account. And we will create his account. Nope, let's not say these things. And we can see he's a fresh account. We clicked on Manage My Notes and he has no notes yet. So let's log out and make sure that the login process works. That was his login, his email, and his password is 12345 if you want to try it yourself. And let's log in. There we go. Did never. Okay, so we still see that he has no notes. Here in the dashboard there's 4 main sections where you can create a note, you can manage your own notes, you can manage your views, and you can explore notes. And this actually applies to your notes and notes of other contributors. So let's make a note. So we're going to have to click the book and the chapter first, and we'll say verse 1 ends at verse 1. This is a note by George Burdell. And let's save it. Note added. So we go to Manage My Notes, and voila. Here is the note by George Burdell. Say we wanted to change the note. We can edit it here and say, I don't know, just change some punctuation, capitalized note, add an exclamation mark, and save. Updated. Let's go back to Manage My Notes, and there we go. Oh, you know what? I don't like this note. I want to delete it. Goodbye. Well, that's no fun. We're going to need to make some more notes. Let's do this again. Verse 1, verse 1. So I am making a note, a new one. Oh, I got to click this first, I'm sorry. That should work. There we go. So, oh yeah, let me mention that. Right now, there's a little bug in the app. You always have to click go and bring up the actual verse or the book and chapter you want your note to apply for before actually making the note. Otherwise, there's an error. So here we have it. You can view comments, but right now there's no comments available for this note. So this is my first note, my only note for George Burdell. Let's log out and log in as a different user, Han Solo, and comment on George Burdell's note. So we would do that by going to Explore Notes, and here's George Burdell. Click on him and look at his notes for chapter 1, the book of Genesis. And here's the note. So we'll add a comment. And we'll add a note. Or sorry, a comment. And comments are important so you get feedback on your notes. If someone disagrees with you or wants to affirm your position on a particular verse, a comment is a good place to do that. So we'll log out. Log back in as George Burdell. And we go to Manage My Notes, View Comments. We see the comment. Great. Okay, here's the meat of the application, the views. So we're going to have to create our own view because we're going to we made a note and we want to add some notes from other users and create a view which we can show to the public. So we'll start by creating a new view. Here's our view. And we need to select it, and here's our link to that view. I'll show you in a minute how that works. But let's add some notes to it. And I will add all notes from Han Solo with a rank of at least 0 or a score of 0. You'll see that in a second. And we'll add all the notes from Han Solo here to our view. So let me demonstrate how this works really quick. This is our personalized link to the client, and when someone visits this link, they'll see the client through just our view. So remember how we saw all the public notes on the generic default view? Well, this one will show just the views which apply, or the notes which apply to this view. And here we go. Here's some notes from Han Solo. And say if we want to add our own note to this, we'll go back here to the dashboard to Explore Notes. We'll look at our own for Chapter 1. And here was ours, so we'll add to view. We'll add to this view, which we created. And now when we look at the view, we see our note that we created. And that's essentially how it works. And here under Explore Notes, you have the option, like I showed you earlier, to actually add comments. But we can also rank notes. And the ranking score is showed here in yellow. So you have the ability to influence a note by 1. You can either increase its ranking score by 1. So if we click once, they'll bring this note by Han Solo up to 1. And if we click again, it won't do anything. But we can bring it back down to 0, or bring it back down to negative if we wish. This one here is already at -2. We don't like it, so we're going to decrease it. Now it's at 3. It won't go anymore. And this one is a good one, this note, so we're going to increase it. And essentially that's how this works. Thank you for watching my presentation. I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye-bye.